In a buzzing dance studio somewhere in Manila, you'll find a guy clapping out a rhythm while 5 young men follow his every move with laser focus. Everyone calls him Coach Jay, and those 5 guys are SB19, the kings of P-pop. If you peeked into the studio for just a second, you might think he was their big brother. He laughs with them, teases them, and then suddenly turns serious and drills them like there's no tomorrow. But don't be fooled, because Coach Jay, whose full name is J. Joseph Roncesvalles, is the brain behind SB19's killer Choreography. He's the magic behind the moves, and honestly, the man who helped shape their rise to fame. Now, Coach Jay didn't exactly grow up under a spotlight. He's from General Santos City. That's the same city that gave the world Manny Pacquiao, just in case you enjoy fun coincidences. Jay was just a kid with a dream, and he worked his way up the hard way through neighborhood dance contests, underground battles, and long practice nights. He picked up dance styles like it was second nature. Hip-hop, contemporary, and popping and locking were just some of the styles he had perfected. But here's the fun part. He wasn't just good at dancing himself, he was really good at helping other people shine. That's how he fell into choreography. He realized early on that he didn't just want to perform, he wanted to create. And so, through the 2000s, 10s, he was everywhere in the Filipino dance scene. Whether it was with dance crews, live shows, or even film sets, Jay made sure his moves were out there. In fact, he even choreographed a big Filipino comedy movie back in 2014. It wasn't the glamorous K-pop world, but it showed his flexibility. And little did he know, all of this would prepare him for something huge. This is where SB19 enters the scene. Around 2016, a Korean company called SB19 was holding auditions in the Philippines. They wanted to form a Filipino boy group, but train them in K-pop style. That group would become SB19, including Sejin, Stel, Josh, Ken, and Justin. The talent was there, but it needed shaping. Then Coach Jay came in. He was brought in to be their dance coach and choreographer, and let's just say it was instant chemistry. If you're into backstage stories just like this one, be sure to comment down below what you think, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more similar videos. Coach Jay could take the technical precision of K-pop and mix in something deeply Filipino. And the best part was that he wasn't just a strict teacher. The SB19 boys called him Kuya Jay, like a fun, supportive older brother who also happened to be a dance machine. He'd joke, he'd cheer, and then he'd make them repeat a move until they got it absolutely right. One early story fans love is how he trained them to dance in sync with their eyes closed. He joked they might have to do it blindfolded, and honestly, no one knew if he was serious. Under his guidance, the practice room turned into a place of sweat, sore muscles, and random laughing fits, and he helped them believe in themselves. Justin once said it wasn't just about moves, Kuya Jay gave them courage, made them feel strong before every performance. The results started to show quickly. In late 2018, SB19 debuted with their first song. A year later, they dropped Go Up, and things started changing. The real game changer was their dance practice video. That clip blew up, and people couldn't believe the level of sync, sharpness, and energy. Suddenly, SB19 wasn't just a rookie group. They were the face of P-pop, and their moves were proof. Coach Jay's impact shifted the whole vibe of how people saw Filipino pop. In P-pop, just like in K-pop, the dance is part of the story. So when Jay crafted routines for songs like A Lab, he matched the fast-paced passion with explosive footwork. For slower ballads like Hanggang sa Huli, he pulled things back with graceful, emotional movement. Every dance matched the mood perfectly. For P-pop, this level of detailed storytelling through movement was fresh. And thanks to Coach Jay, it became the new standard. Suddenly, every new group wanted a memorable routine. They studied SB19 like it was a masterclass, and all of it pointed back to the same teacher. With every new release, Coach Jay proved that Filipino artists could dance just as tightly, just as impressively as any K-pop star. It didn't go unnoticed. SB19 made it to Billboard charts, scored a nomination for a major international award, and guess what fans were raving about? Their dancing. K-pop fans, casual listeners, even international reaction channels, everyone wanted to know who was behind those routines. And it was always Coach Jay. So what makes his choreography different? For starters, he never locks himself into one style. He blends hip-hop with traditional Filipino dance if it fits. When SB19 released What?, it had stomping moves and poses that felt like martial arts. Fans said some steps looked like Arnie's, the Filipino stick fighting art. Then for a song like Ikako, a tribute to frontliners, he incorporated sign language into the moves. Every detail had meaning. Another thing he loves is sharp formations. SB19 only has 5 members, but under his direction, they move like they're 10. They weave around each other, shift positions, and keep the stage alive. Jay says if one member is even half a beat off, he sees it right away. He'll make them redo it until it's flawless. And let's talk about his bond with SB19. Over the years, it evolved. They followed his moves, but they also started coming up with their own. And instead of being strict about it, Coach Jay embraced it. He says it excites him to see them creating now. Sometimes he lets them freestyle and helps polish it later. That mutual respect really shows. The group often talks about how much he means to them. Fans joke he's the unofficial 6th member, and really, that's not far off. He's in the vlogs, in the behind-the-scenes moments, always in the background fine-tuning something. And when he joins them on stage for special performances, the fans go wild. He's become a mini celebrity in the fandom. They know his jokes, his teaching style, even his go-to snacks. And when he got the call to be a judge on a national dance show, you bet the SB19 boys were there cheering him on. It was a full circle moment. The man who trained them to shine was finally getting his own spotlight. The best part is that the guys never forget to give Coach Jay credit for their growth, especially Stel. As the main dancer, Stel has a really close creative connection with him. He's even choreographed full performances himself, including some major concert moments. When any of the members take the lead on a song's choreography, Coach Jay happily becomes the support system, helping shape their vision while making sure it still feels like SB19. It's more like a dance family now than just a teacher-student relationship. One time, during a quiz segment, the boys were asked how well they knew Coach Jay. The answers were full of jokes and laughter. What's his favorite midnight snack? Spicy chicken, obviously. They also shared hilarious memories, like the time Coach Jay slipped on a wet floor during practice and turned it into a full-on breakdance move, or the way he explained steps using food comparisons, like telling them to flow smoothly like water, not chunky peanut butter. Who could forget that kind of advice? One sweet moment fans still talk about happened when 2 members, Pablo and Justin, surprised Coach Jay on the set of a TV show he was judging. They just walked in to cheer him on. He looked so proud, and they looked so excited for him. It was one of those moments that felt full circle. The guy who helped them achieve their dreams was now having his moment, and they were right there supporting him like a bunch of proud sons. By then, Coach Jay's name was becoming bigger than just his work with SB19. Other rising groups were lining up to work with him, hoping that some of his magic would rub off on them. His influence even started spreading outside the Philippines. When SB19 released their hit song Gento in 2023, the choreography went viral. People everywhere were trying the dance, even those who weren't P-pop fans. It was fun, fierce, and full of personality. Even K-pop idols joined in on the challenge. One big moment came when Korean artist J Park was seen dancing to SB19's Dunka on social media. That moment was wild for fans, seeing a major Korean star enjoying moves choreographed by a Filipino icon. It was a quiet but powerful symbol of how far Coach Jay's work had traveled. In 2025, he hit another major milestone. He became one of the judges on a new dance competition show called Stars on the Floor. Think of it like a Filipino version of Dancing with the Stars, mixed with a little world of dance flavor. He sat at the judges' table alongside big names like actress Marian Rivera and comedian Pokwang. For someone who was used to staying behind the scenes, this was a full-on star moment. The fans celebrated like it was their own victory, and the SB19 boys were over the moon. They even showed up on TV to say how proud they were of him and how much he had to offer the world. On the show, Coach Jay quickly became a favorite judge. His style was kind, helpful, and just really sincere. He didn't tear people down. He gave feedback with care, even jumping in to demonstrate a move if it helped. People watching loved his warmth. Maybe because they could see he understood the journey, the effort, the struggle. After one beautiful performance, cameras caught him looking a little teary-eyed. He laughed about it later, saying it reminded him of training SB19 in the early days and realizing how far they'd all come. Even with all this new attention, Coach Jay has stayed true to himself. He still spends most of his time in the studio rocking the same streetwear, his cap turned backward, shouting one more time until everything is just right. He still treats his dancers to street food after long rehearsals, chatting about life, laughing, and keeping the vibe real. His love for the art hasn't changed, and neither has his humility.